Hello, Master Builders. I am back on YouTube. So I recently got my account back after 2 years of having my account stolen. So I'm back to making YouTube videos. This is gonna be the first one, hopefully of many. Hopefully I don't run out of energy, etc. But today we're gonna be ranking every single pro mode theme. So I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible. For some of them, I'm gonna probably go pretty quickly, but I'm gonna explain my thoughts a little bit, show some of my builds I've made in the past. And yeah, hopefully it's entertaining and interesting. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna switch the screen now. Right, so I have our fancy theme list here. As you can see, there are 76 of them. I'm gonna start out with abandoned at the top. So I'm using this random tier list maker that lets you just add text as the easiest way I could think of to do it. So I'm starting with abandoned in B tier. Here we go. I feel like abandoned, you can definitely do quite a bit with it, but it's not on the level where you can really be creative enough to use Pro Tools like extremely effectively. And you kind of can't build any organics for this team. I feel like you have to build buildings. So for that reason, I would go B, maybe even C tier. I'm gonna go C tier. I might move them around sometimes. I might like make them a little bit different. But yeah, all right. I gotta go quickly through these because there's so many. Aladdin, F tier. Maybe the worst team that's ever existed in pro mode, to be honest with you. Oh, shoot. Like, literally the only thing you can build for it is Aladdin. Like, I think it's like a Disney movie or something. To be honest with you, I haven't even seen like Aladdin or anything. Every time I got this theme back when it existed, I would literally just build the exact same thing, which is Aladdin on the freaking magic carpet or whatever. So that theme is absolutely awful. Ancient, that's a pretty good theme. That's a new one. I'm gonna go A tier on Ancient personally. If you guys disagree with me on any of these, let me know in the comments. But that's a cool theme. Honestly, I've only built it once because it's a pretty new one. But come on, you can build dinosaurs, you can build cavemen, you can build like prehistoric like civilizations kind of thing, like ancient civilizations, like Aztec temples or something. You can build like rainforest. Like I feel like there's just so much you can do with ancient, just old ruins or something. I feel like there's a lot you can do with it. Maybe a high B tier, but I think it's A tier for now. Okay, apocalyptic. That's very similar to abandoned. Apocalyptic. I think it's a little bit better than abandoned, but I'm still gonna put it in C tier. I think. There we go. I guess it just makes them a different color each time. So the colors are not relevant. Just ignore that, I guess. Next up, we have arcade. I'm gonna go B tier on arcade. I think there's quite a bit you can do with it, but it's just not my favorite theme in the world, especially in pro mode. I think it's definitely a better theme for solo and teams because you can just build an arcade machine. But I have had fun building like claw machines and like Dance Dance Revolution machines and stuff in the past. So it's definitely not the worst theme ever, but I would say it's like an average theme. It's not A or S, nothing like super impressive, but it's also not like terrible. Next up, bakery. I'm between B and C tier on bakery. It's definitely not terrible. It's not as bad as everyone made it seem. I don't even know if it's the theme anymore. I feel like I haven't seen it since I've come back to Build Battle. They might have replaced it with cafe. But bakery's not bad. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go B tier on bakery. To be honest, that's probably gonna be a controversial one. I think a lot of people hate bakery, or hated bakery when it existed, but I really don't think it's that bad. I don't know. I've had some fun building, like some breads and pizzas and stuff, like a Italian guy with a pizza oven or something. All right, cafe. Cafe is about the same as bakery. It's a very similar theme. You can build like a barista and stuff. I think I like it slightly better than bakery, but not by much. Put it like right there, I guess. Should I organize them on each tier? That would be a lot of effort. Probably not. Okay. Next we have carnival. This one's not great. I prefer theme park. Just overall better theme. I don't really like building freaking corn dog stands and stuff. It's just what you really think of when you think of carnival, or at least as an American, that's what I think of when I think of carnival. So, all right, I'm not using gray because that looks ugly. So, carnival. All right, I'm gonna put that in C tier. That's honestly might be a D tier. Might have to fix that later. Castle. I mean, come on. It's castle. This is like the classic pro mode theme. Everyone loves castle. You can use Pro Tools. You don't have to use Pro Tools. You can build like a Disney castle or like a detailed castle. There's so many different styles you can use. Like, come on, that's S tier. It's our first S tier of the video. I used to literally building castles is part of what got me into build battle and promo. Literally, like I would just build the exact same copy paste castle recipe. It's probably how I got like 100 of my promoted ones, just building freaking castles. Next up, Celestial. Honestly, I hate this team. Like it's almost F tier. It's almost F tier, but you can at least be pretty creative for it. So I'm gonna give it D tier. But like I just don't really know what I'm supposed to be building for this, to be honest. You just have to build some weird ethereal like freaking fairy or something. I don't know. It's not really my thing. It's not really my style. So I'm putting it in D tier. Chocolate Factory. It's not terrible, but like it's really specific. I do enjoy Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's just like it's fun, kind of fun to build for me personally, but as a theme, like objectively, it's not very good. It's not a theme anymore, I don't think. I'll try to be specific with the ones that aren't themes anymore, but I'm not really an expert. I'm sure some players would probably be better at like telling me which ones are still themes and which ones aren't. But I'm 90% sure Chocolate Factory is not a theme anymore. So Circus, that might not be a theme either. I think it still is. I'm not sure. I haven't built it in a while. Circus. I'm gonna go C tier on Circus because you can be a little creative. You know, you can build like a juggler, you can build tightrope walking and some cool stuff like that. But you can't really use Pro Tools very well, etc. So I'm gonna go C tier on Circus. City is next. That's a new theme and it's a really really good theme. I'm surprised it was not a theme before. A or S? I think I'm gonna stick to A only because you kind of have to use Pro Tools for it. And also, the thing about Pro Tools is if you're building a structure where you can use the same structure over and over again, like Castle with Pro Tools, then it's very easy to make extremely impressive builds. Whereas with City, if you build one building and then just copy paste it around the plot, it's just gonna look like weird. It's not really gonna look like an actual city. So it's a little bit harder to make impressive builds. I don't know if that makes any sense, but City, we're gonna go A tier, along with Ancient. Clock, that seems fucking awful. All right, I'm going F tier on Clock. Every time it's not definitely not a theme anymore. I haven't seen that theme in ages. But back when it was a theme, every time I got it, I would just reset. I literally just wouldn't know what to build. I've probably only gotten like one win on the theme Clock in my entire life. I have over 1,000 promoted wins. So horrible theme. Cartoon, that's another new one. I'm going S tier. Cartoon is a fantastic theme. I grew up watching cartoons. It's just so fun to make SpongeBob, Phineas and Ferb, etc. Like, there's so much you can do for it. You can even do copy paste if you're creative enough. Probably, I haven't actually tried that, but there's so much you can do with it. S tier. Even better in themes or teams and solos. Like in teams mode, cartoons might be like my favorite theme. Like, period. Okay, dungeon is next. Don't think it's a theme anymore, but back when it was, I liked it. I don't know why they took it out. I think it's pretty good. It's not super conducive to copy paste builds or really promote in general, but I don't know. I think there's a lot you can do with it if you're creative. It's kind of one where you just have to really be creative. Like if you're just bad at the game and all you know how to build is like waterfalls and castles, then you're probably not gonna like dungeon. But if you actually know how to be creative, then I think it's a pretty good theme. All right, next we have dragon. Dragon. That's a controversial one. I mean, yeah, they're fun to build. You can be like reasonably creative, but at the end of the day, it's being pretty specific on you. Like you have to build a dragon. It's not like a lot of these are adjectives, I guess, right? So like ancient is an adjective. Abandoned, apocalyptic. Like some of those, I like how they do that because they allow for more creativity, I guess. Instead of just telling you you have to build this thing, it tells you you have to build something in this style of thing. I guess castle and cartoon are both nouns, but I don't know. The thing about I can't give dragon lower than A tier just because it's such a like beloved theme. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna give it S because I don't think it takes that much skill to make a good build, and you also can't use any Pro Tools for it, which I mean just detracts from the enjoyment of it for me. That's why I'm playing Pro mode. Egyptian, underrated theme. I'm going A tier on Egyptian. That's gonna be very controversial. I don't think it's a theme anymore, which sucks because I actually really enjoy this theme. I'll try to put some of my cool Egyptian builds on the screen from a couple years ago. But I really enjoy Egyptian. Maybe B tier, like it's a low A tier for sure, but I really enjoyed it. I would build like pharaohs, pyramids, like just cool ancient coffins and stuff like that, skeletons. Like it's fun. I don't understand why people didn't like Egyptian. Fancy, that's a new one that I really like actually. Oh, is it A or B tier? I'm gonna go like high B, like the highest B tier. Fancy. I only built it once so far actually. I really want to do it again because like I really enjoyed it. I built like a fancy interior and I tried to make a spiral staircase, but it took me so long because spiral staircases you really can't use Pro Tools. So that took up like the whole time, and I wasn't really being very time effective. It still turned out as an okay build. I might have a screenshot. If I do, I'll put it on screen. But I enjoy that. I think there's a lot you can do with it, like a fountain or a cool foyer, or even like a garden or something. I think it could be really cool, like a rooftop or something. All right, farm is next. Farm. I don't think that's a theme anymore. A lot of these aren't themes anymore. Wow, they really took a lot out, didn't they? Farm, I'm going C tier. I just don't enjoy building farms that much. I don't think there's too much you can do with it. You can build like a farmer, tractor, like some vegetables or something, I guess. I don't know. Not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite either. I'm gonna go C tier. Fantasy. Fantasy. The thing about this theme is everybody just builds dragons. At least that's what they used to do. Honestly, lately that hasn't really been happening. It's still a theme. It's been a theme for a very long time. I'm gonna go A tier in fantasy. I feel like I have to. It's just such a beloved theme, kind of like dragons, just classic theme. But it's not my favorite theme in the world personally. I'm not putting it in S for sure. Floating island. This one's pretty shit. I don't like floating islands. It's still a theme too, which is kind of annoying. I just remove it. I don't know. You can't really use Pro Tools that efficiently unless you're being very creative with them. Not can't really be that creative. I don't know. Islands are your theme, if I'm not mistaken. So like, you can just build floating islands for the theme island. This is just more a specific version of another theme. So I don't know. I think it's kind of dumb. I hate that theme. Like every time I get it, I just reset if if promo lobbies are queuing. Flying. I don't think that's a theme anymore, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it B tier. Not really too much to say about it. A lot of people just build dragons for it, which is kind of annoying. But I'll give it B tier. Forge. That's a new one. I don't know how I feel about Forge. It seems really specific. I mean, it's cool, but I feel like you just build it twice and then you're like, all right, I'm kind of bored of it. So I'm gonna give it C tier, to be honest. We'll like move it up in C tier though. All right, futuristic house. Think that one got removed and it got replaced with the future, if I'm not mistaken. The future is definitely a better theme. The futuristic house wasn't awful. It wasn't like my least favorite, but you could definitely be pretty creative. Anything involving the future, I mean, you can just naturally be creative because we don't know what the future looks like. So I mean, I would build some cool stuff using a lot of quartz and like glass and stuff like that. So it's not terrible. Okay, next we have garden. That's a very classic pro mode theme. I'm putting it in B tier. I know a lot of people are thinking it's A or S tier even. But it's just not really my style. It's not my favorite thing to build. I don't really like building plants and flowers and stuff like that. So okay, Gothic. Gothic's fucking awful. I'm between F and D on this one because I mean you can build Gothic architecture or like a Gothic looking person, but I'm going F on Gothic. That's a fucking horrible theme. Pretty sure they removed it. Thank God. I don't know why anybody would ever want to build Gothic. Every time I got that theme, everybody in the lobby would just leave, so I would just build like a Gothic dress type of thing, and I would just get farm wins from it. So I have gotten quite a few wins from the theme Gothic, but gym. That might be S tier. I'm sorry, guys. That's going to be controversial, but I mean, in real life, I really enjoy going to the gym, so I find it fun. I really do think there's a lot you can do with it. I think a lot of people just who play Build Battle just don't go to the gym, so they don't really know like what you can do with the theme. But you can do like CrossFit. You can build people doing all sorts of things. Like building people is one of my favorite things to do in Build Battle. So I really enjoy it. Like I'll put a picture on the screen of my favorite like build I've ever done for gym, which is like a locker room build where this kid's like looking at a naked dude and being like, "Oh my god." But that was really, really fun to build. I enjoy building gym, do all sorts of different workouts and stuff. All right, Harbor. Don't think it's a theme anymore. I've definitely gotten quite a few wins from Harbor. You can use Pro Tools in pretty interesting ways. So I'm gonna go B tier on this one. I think that's just a classic B tier kind of theme. Harmony, that's a new one, and honestly, I don't know what the hell you're supposed to do with it. I guess you're supposed to build like instruments and music or something, or just why don't they just make the theme music? That would be a great promo theme, music. I don't know why they don't just do that. Whatever. Holiday. I've always wondered on this theme, and back when it was a theme, because I don't think it is anymore, I would always see players either building holiday as in Christmas, like Halloween or something, usually Christmas, or maybe the Europeans would build like a vacation kind of thing. So they'd build like palm trees and stuff like that. Because in England, I guess, and like places like that, they say I'm going on holiday, but in the USA we say I'm going on vacation. So I don't know. That kind of makes it confusing. So I'm honestly gonna go D tier in this one. I don't think it's great. It's like a high D tier though. I'll move it up here, I guess, but it's like between C and D tier, I'd say. Industrial, industrial. I'm gonna go C on industrial. I don't think it's a theme anymore, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't really my least favorite. I don't have too much to say about it. I feel like it should be a lot better than it actually is. Like it sounds like it would be good, but I just could never think of anything really to build for it. So island, island's A tier. I mean, there's a lot you can do with islands. There's some unique ways you can use copy paste. The only problem with it is you get a lot of like 20k score masters that will just like spam copy paste and just place flowers everywhere and make a build that looks a lot more impressive than it actually is, kind of like Dragon. So that's why it's not getting S. Jurassic, that's a really good theme. I think they replaced it with prehistoric, which is even better. But if you don't like Jurassic, then I think that's just a skill issue, to be honest, because building dinosaurs is like one of the most fun things in the game. You don't even have to build dinosaurs. You can get creative and build like I've done this before. You can build like a Jurassic trees with like freaking what are those things called? Like velociraptors and stuff. You can build like Archaeopteryx, like freaking stuff like that. Pteranodons. It's really fun. And if you don't like that theme, then you're bad at the game. Sorry. All right, laboratory. I'm gonna go B on laboratory. It's definitely one you just have to be creative for, kind of like dungeon. I think laboratory and dungeon are pretty similar. You just have to be creative for it. It might not be a theme anymore. If it's not, then that sucks because it should be a theme. Market, that's a new one. I'm going B on market also. I just built this literally yesterday and for the first time, and it was fun. You can build any kind of market. I think it might get boring pretty quickly, to be honest, but I think if you're creative, you can be pretty good with market. You can also do Pro Tools or not Pro Tools. I think there are ways you can kind of build like a little market square or something. I think it could be cool. Medieval, that's a pretty good one. Come on, like building knights and horses and battles and castles. You can also build castles for medieval, so I'm gonna go A tier on medieval. I haven't seen it in a while. Might not be a theme anymore. I don't think it is. They've really gotten rid of. Doing this tier list has made me realize how many themes they've gotten rid of. They've gotten rid of so many. That's crazy. Anyways, modern home. Is that a new theme? Is that a new theme that I haven't seen? Or was that a theme a very long time ago before I played, like 5+ years ago? I don't know, to be honest. I don't ever remember seeing modern home. I think modern house is a theme in solos, maybe? I don't know. That might not. No, I think that's a lie, actually. I don't even think it is. Anyways, modern home. I can't really speak much on it because I've never really built it before. But I'm going to give it B. I'm going to give it C because it's like really specific. But honestly, I don't remember ever seeing that. That's the first one. Monument. I never liked Monument, to be honest. I'm going D tier. Every time I got Monument, I would just be like, what do I build? I can't really use Pro Tools, to be honest. Like, do I just build like a little statue in the middle? I mean, it doesn't look impressive. It's just a hard thing to make an impressive build for. Movie. This might be S, to be honest. It's so new. I've only built it once. I really want to give it S, but I don't think S is reserved for like the best of the best teams, and I don't think it quite gets S tier. I'm going high A though. Like movies, fun. I really like movies, like IRL. Like I enjoy watching movies. I've watched movies while playing Build Battle and playing Guess to Build, like grinding before. Super fun. I really enjoy that theme. Next we have museum, underrated theme. Definitely an underrated theme. It's either A or B. Oh, this is a tough decision. A or B. I think I'm gonna go B on museum, unfortunately. Most people would probably give it D because most people aren't creative, but I enjoyed building museum. You have fossils, gemstones, historical kind of stuff, like art. Like you could build like an art museum kind of thing. Oh, you know what? I didn't have abstract in this list. Speaking of art museums, I don't know why abstract wasn't on this list, but abstract is a promo theme, so I'm gonna add that right now. And it's kind of a shit theme, to be honest. Come on, like I get they're trying to add themes where you have to be creative, but abstract is too much, I think, personally. Like, what are you supposed to build? Like abstract? You're supposed to build a bunch of like random colorful like shapes and stuff? I don't know. Maybe I don't understand it. I don't. I've only had it once. Mushroom. That's honestly, I always dislike this one more than most people. Like I never really knew what to build for mushroom. I'm gonna go C tier, but it's a low C tier. Most people like the theme. I remember a lot of people building like some kind of big magical, like not a magic mushroom, but like a big mushroom with freaking glass and stuff, or a big mushroom house, or they built Toad from Mario. I don't know. I never really enjoyed building mushroom. Mythical. I'm gonna go B tier. A lot of people just build dragons. I remember a couple cool builds where I built like a Greek god or something, but I think there's only so much you can do with it. It's not really my favorite. Natural disaster. That's a new one. Um, I haven't built this one yet. I can see some potential cool ideas for it, but I don't think it's the best. I guess you can. Oh no, I have built this once. I built like a giant tsunami crashing into skyscrapers, which was kind of cool. But I think it's pretty limited in what you can do for it. I like the idea. I like what they were going for with that theme. Neon. I always like this one more than most people. I would build like a city at night, like a neon city, but let's be honest, it's a shit theme. There's like no wonder they got rid of it. Like neon's pretty bad. There's really, you can't really do that much for neon. Nightmare. Nightmare might be an S tier theme. Thank God they still have it. They've not gotten rid of Nightmare for a very good reason. That's got to be one of the best themes in the game. You could do so much for Nightmare. Like it's actually crazy how creative you can be. That might be like out of everything I've like ranked so far, Nightmare might be the theme where you can be the most creative. It's almost like you don't even have a theme. Just build anything scary, like literally, and that's super fun. I love that theme. Nostalgia. I don't know how I feel about nostalgia. I'm gonna go B tier. I built it once, but like you have to. It's almost like you have to be creative in a way where you don't really even want to be like. I remember I had this theme once, and I literally sat there for like 2 minutes trying to think of what I should even build, and then I was like, all right, I've wasted too much time. I just have to leave. Like literally, I didn't want to embarrass myself, so I was like, all right, I don't even know what to build to be honest. But you definitely can think of something that would be good. I don't know. Not my favorite. Olympics. Why is this theme not just sports? I don't understand. Why is it not sports? I don't know, cause when I get Olympics, I want to build golf because I love golf, but like people are like, golf's not in the Olympics, even though it is. So annoying. Regardless, it's an A tier theme. If it were sports, I would probably give it S tier, to be honest. If sports were a theme, that'd be one of my favorites for sure. But I'll give Olympics A tier. Park. Don't think it's a theme anymore. I don't know why. It's a pretty good theme. I'm gonna go B tier on Park. Nothing fancy. Nothing too crazy. I remember I would build like a little playground with like a kid playing on it and use Pro Tools to make the playground, or like a kid sliding down the slide and stuff. That'd be fun. Prehistoric, that's a pretty solid theme. That's a really good theme. I think it's very similar to Jurassic. It's kind of like the themes Ancient and Jurassic, but put together. You can kind of do both. I guess with Prehistoric, you couldn't really make like an ancient civilization. 'Cause I feel like Prehistoric is like pre-human, if I'm not mistaken. But like that's a really good theme. I'm glad they added that one. That's a new one. Roman. I don't know how I feel about Roman. That's like pretty specific. I'm gonna go B tier. It's not terrible. B tier is just kind of like the average theme, where like I'll build it, but it's not gonna get excited about building it. Rustic. Thank God they took that out. That was a pretty shit one. I would like stay in the games. The only ones I would consider leaving the game is if these F tier ones. Like I'll stay in the game if it's D through S, but F tier, like I'm leaving. Like I refuse to build any of these ones. Like in the modern day. But rustic, it's bad, but I would make it work. I would just build like some freaking taxidermy, just some like rustic looking stuff like that. But it's pretty bad. Safari is pretty good. I like Safari. I hope it's still a theme. I'm honestly not sure. But you can build. If you're good at this, is another one where if you don't like it, it's a skill issue because you don't know how to build animals. But you can build tiger, freaking elephant, giraffe, safari van, like looking out at the stuff. A guy with binoculars or something. Like, there's cool stuff you can do for that. And if you don't like it, you're bad at the game. Sorry. Sci-fi, that's A tier. You can build Star Wars, you can build robots. There's a lot you can do with that. Sewer. I don't think it's a theme anymore. It wasn't that bad though. I'm gonna give C tier to sewer. It wasn't really my favorite. Everyone would just Pro Tool spam like a little tunnel with freaking pipes and water and stuff. I mean, there's really not that much you can do. I guess you can build like a freaking like rats or something. I don't know. It's not really my favorite. I mean, come on, sewer. Like who wants to build a sewer? Shipwreck. I never really enjoyed Shipwreck that much. I'm gonna give it C as well. I don't think it's a theme anymore. I don't think it's been a theme for a long time actually. Not really my thing. You can't really use Pro Tools for it either. Stadium. Why did they get rid of Stadium? That's a solid theme. I liked Stadium. Honestly though, A tier might be generous. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna go B tier for it, but Stadium's not bad. Stadium's really not bad. You can use Pro Tools to make like baseball stadium, soccer stadium, like football stadium. It was pretty cool. Steam locomotive. I can't believe this was ever a theme. Like, what drunk fucking Hypixel employee? Oh, Steam locomotive. What the fuck? I don't even have to say anything about that. You can build Thomas the Tank Engine. That's pretty much it. All right, steampunk. Wow, two F tiers in a row. I hate building. That's probably the best of the F tiers, to be honest. Like, but I mean, it's pretty bad. I hated building steampunk. It's just not fun at all. Like trying too hard to think of like genres. It's just pretty bad theme. Sunset. That's a new one. A or B? I think it's gonna be A. That's pretty cool. Like it's just a cool idea for a theme. Sunset. Like, you can make some pretty cool looking builds. I like what they were going for with Sunset. Surreal. Surreal is D tier. I don't really know what you're supposed to do. I guess you can be creative, but I really just don't know what you're supposed to do. Talent show. Why did they get rid of talent show? Why? This was the best theme in the game. S tier. S tier. Easy S tier. Like freaking S plus tier. Dude, I would have so much fun. I would build High School Musical. I would build a guy playing piano, build jugglers, like, build freaking dancers, break dancers. Like, it was so fun, dude. I can't believe they got rid of that. It just made me a little sad just then. It's okay. All right, Temple. That might be another S tier. I think Temple is gonna be a high A tier, like very high A tier. You can definitely use Pro Tools, but it's not quite S tier for me. A lot of people would probably give that S tier. Let me know in the comments, but it's not quite S tier for me. Theme park. I think they got rid of it, unfortunately. I'm going A tier on theme park. A tier, that might be generous, actually. I think I'm going to go B tier on theme park, actually. Like, you can build roller coasters and some cool rides, like a kid riding in a ride or something like that, but it is pretty limited, I guess, and you can't really use Pro Tools for it, so I'm going to go B tier. I think B tier is good for that. The Future, that's a new one, and it's a really good one. A tier. I think this one's a lot like Sci-Fi, which I also gave A tier. It's a new theme. I really like it. I like what they were going for with that one. Tower. It wasn't my least favorite, but it wasn't really my favorite either. It's a lot like Monument, where like, I don't know. Tower and Monument I found pretty similar to build. Monument's a lot worse because it's just more specific, but there were some cool ideas you can do for Tower, but I don't think the build battle plot is really conducive to building a tower either. Like if the height limit was twice as tall, maybe Tower would be A tier. But, you know, Toy Factory, that's a shit theme. Borderline F tier, but it was a free win theme for me because you can just use Fill Tool and just make a giant factory and just get a free win. So I'm going to go D tier. Train Station, that's a pretty good one. A or B? Train Station. I like that theme. You could definitely have fun with Train Station, especially with Pro Tools. I'm going to go A tier. It's a low A tier, though. Under the Sea. Is that not a theme anymore? Did they take that out? That was such a good theme. I had so much fun. Wait, this might be S tier. Hold on. Under the Sea. That was fun as fuck. I'm going to go S tier. I really hope they didn't take that out, but I have not seen that theme in a while, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, if they took that out, I'm kind of sad. I'll put some of my builds for it on the screen, but it's very fun. It was definitely like a beloved one too, so like everyone liked who didn't like Under the Sea? That's like a fun one. Okay, Underground. I'm gonna go B tier on Underground. I really enjoyed it, but it's not very conducive to like using Pro Tools, so I'm gonna give it B. There are definitely a lot of cool ways you can use Pro Tools for it, but I would understand why you wouldn't like Underground. I think there's some cool ideas you could do for it though, for sure. So I'm gonna give it B. University, that's a new one, and I like it partly because I'm in university right now. But I think it's fun. You can build like buildings, or you can build like within a university. So you can build like a student or like a professor or something. I think it's pretty fun. I enjoy that. I like what they were doing with that theme. Vehicle. I don't ever remember seeing this theme either. Vehicle? When was that a theme? Is that a new theme that I haven't seen yet? I don't know. Vehicle. That's pretty good though. I want to build that now. That sounds fun. All right, I'm gonna put vehicle in A tier actually, even though I've never seen that theme in my life, but it was on the promo theme list. So video game, that's a new one, and it's very good. Is it S though? I don't know if it's quite S, to be honest. I don't know if it's quite S. It's very similar to cartoon, I guess, in arcade. I think uh, I think video game is better than arcade though because it allows for a little bit more creativity. Because for the theme video game, I mean, I suppose you can still build like an arcade machine. Is an arcade machine like technically a video game? I don't really know. Volcanic eruption. I never liked this one. I'm going D tier on volcanic eruption, or I'll go C tier actually. It's really specific. Like you can't even build a volcano that's not erupting. Like you have to build an eruption. Like why not just make the theme volcano? That's so stupid. I don't know. It's never my favorite, but I can see why it would be fun to build. A lot of people like that theme. Two more to go. Western, underrated one for sure. I'm going B. You can build a cowboy. You can build a cowboy riding on a horse. You can build like an old Western building or a train station. Like you can be pretty creative. I enjoy Western. And last but not least, we have Zoo. I'm going C tier in Zoo, to be honest. I think Safari is a lot better. I think the theme should just be animal, to be honest. But Zoo, I mean, it's fun. Actually, I'm gonna go B tier on Zoo. I think C is a little bit harsh for Zoo. Let's give it blue. There we go. All right. Wow, that was fun. My completed promo theme tier list. I've been meaning to do this for a while because like I feel like promo themes are such something that your opinion factors into a little bit, but also to some extent is objectively good or bad, which I think is perfect for making a tier list. There's also a good amount of them for making a tier list. Like there's not 500, but there's also not like 10. So I think it's pretty good for making a tier list. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. I would love to see like your like tier lists for this as well. I'll share in my Discord the list I used for making this, and if you make your own theme tier list and put it in my Discord, then I will definitely take a look and like let you know what I think or whatever. So like join my guild's Discord server. I'll put like the link in the description of this video, or you should just join my guild because like it's the best build battle guild in existence. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I enjoyed making it. Like and subscribe, and I'm gonna try to continue uploading build battle videos. I'm back, so yeah. See you all later. Thanks for watching.